Hi guys, this is again this is the series of Cisco ISE configuration. So what we are going to do here is part of this setup. Me explain that what we are going to do here is um, the scenario which we are going to cover is to provide the differentiated access for the different users. For example, contract, guest, and the admin, or for that some other, for example. And we are going to do the wired-based authentication and using the Active Directory. We are going to do the SGT tag. We are going to do that SGA, like security group access policy. We are going to do the downloadable access list creation. So these are all the topics we are going to cover here. And the topology which we have is this is the topology we have. Okay, so if I go here, I have the set of template which I've created for the this configuration to make that quicker. Okay, so this is what we are going to do here. Okay, so very first thing is I have this device. So on this device I have a this is the OSP which is running between my ISR router and then Catalyst device. This is a physical device I have. And on this 1/1 interface for VLAN 10, I have one host client one which is connected, and this client trying to access authenticate the ISE using the Active Directory which I have. This is the ADB I have, and along with that DNS and TP, and as well as this is also acting as a DSCP for my network for VLAN 10. Okay, and I have ISE 3.2. So let's do that, how to create all these tasks one by one. Okay, so very first thing is I will do here is I will create the initial configuration as such configuration. Then I will enable some of the a basic configuration on my device. I will create the VLAN 10 for the host. So all this VLAN 10 traffic will be a tag based SGT tag. What is the SGT tag? SGT tag is the new method of authentication. Rather than using the IP address mapping, we can use that tag based communication. For example, you have three types of users: contractor, guest, and admin. So you can create these three type of user type or tag type and authenticate that, rather than having multiple types of IP address and segregate based on the IP address. You can do it based on based on the HTTP tag or tag based communication. Okay, so let me do it quickly. Just give me a second. All right, so I have lab here. So let me go and quickly connect all the dots and bring the lab up. Okay, so I already have the ISE which is ready. So if you don't have the ISE, how to install all these things, you can watch my another video where I created a separate session like how to create the ISE and how to install the ISE with the licensing in on part. Okay, I have this switch. In the switch, I have interface brief. I have one interface which is VLAN 1. Okay, I have another interface which is connecting towards my WAN router, which is providing the access of my route. First, the sole IP OSP of neighbor. This is the name routing I have. And apart from that, I don't have anything in my switches. Okay. And on the ISE side, if I go and try to log in my ISE, this is the ISE I have. So hang on, it's a bit slow. This is the ISE server I have. This is the standalone ISE. I don't have HA or anything like that. So this is the standalone which is acting as a primary for PSN monitoring and all these PX grid and for the PAN. All the nodes is same. So what I'm going to do, this is the ISE node I have. And if I go and so that nothing is being configured, this is a blank ISE I have. And if I go to the deployment section, this is a single ISE standalone method. I don't have distributed one. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to quickly configure my switch for the basic configuration of the ISE. So very first thing is for my leaf switch device is to configure the Let me quickly do that. Okay. So I will do this first configuration. I will create the SSH, then I will create the name NTP configuration, then I will create the SVI for the my users and assign the IP address and advertise it towards the band router. Okay. I hope this topology is understandable for you. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to create the one as VI10. I'm trying to advertise in OSPF to this router. And this router is having an ISE access. Okay, this IP access, which is sitting in my somewhere in cloud. Okay, so if I go and paste this, done. And if I go and create DHCP snooping a source, I'm going to use this IP address for the NTP. My IP address, which is connecting towards uh, the the WAN router, which I have. Quickly, I configure this. If I paste the configuration which I have, done. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to enable the AAA model for my devices, including the auth control and the device tracking method. If you don't want to enable the device tracking, you can note that. Just give me a second. Then I'm going to enable the radius configuration where I have this radius server, the 20 server. So I'm going to create the one group and this ISO radius and the ISO radius. I'm going to have the dynamic authorization for this with the key number of IDs. Then I'm going to create the group. And the group, this is the IP I have. And this is the pack key I'm going to use. This is source interface. These are some authorization policy I'm going to have. And if I copy these and paste all of this. Just give me a second. So I have a console access of the devices. That's the reason is these getting the timeout. I paste this. Perfect. So this is done. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm planning to use that TrustSec CTS group. So this is a CTS I'm going to call. I'm going to call CTX for the from this device for the VLAN 10. And this is the secret password I'm going to have. So let me enable it. If I enable this, right click and paste this. Quickly. Paste the CTX configuration. Then I'm going to enable the secret. The exact credential need to be matched in the ISE. Then so password has been inserted. Please take your same password. Cool. Then I'm going to enable the on 1/0 1/1 interface. I'm going to enable the all the .1 key authentication and attach the tag and all these things. CTS configuration. I'm going to enable the TrustSec configuration. Okay, this is about for wired. If you have wireless, you have to do it separately. So I'm on the interface. What I'm doing is access port 10, AAA device tracking, DSAP information trust. I'm attached that one access list, which is where I'm trying to allow this port number 67, 68. Multi authentication and .1 queue priority. This is a basic configuration. Then I'm going to apply the IP helper for the DSCP configuration. Going to the config. Then I'm going to paste this all configuration. I say paste it. Here we go. All the configuration has been done. And I can create the default access list also. where I want to configure. Let me type it again. Access list is done. Yeah, so my switch configuration is done. What I'm going to do here is on the ISE device. These are some steps I have to do. I have to add my network device. I have to integrate that Active Directory with my ISE. Then I'm going to create the ISE policy where I'm going to create authentication authorization policy for different users. I will create the TrustSec. I will create the SGT for the static mapping for the IP address. I will apply that SGT with the access list. Then I will test that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is on the ISE side, if I log in the ISE, the very first thing is I'm going to do here is I'm going to create the network device group. I will add the name I'm going to give is switches. Description. I will add that all the device type. If I'm not wrong, yeah, all the device type I'm going to get submitted. Okay, under this one, I've created the one group. And then I will go to the network device. I will add that some features on the device. I will say that this is the device I'm going to have, and the device name is I'm going to have this one. Then I'm going to paste that IP address of the devices. So my IP address of the device is this IP address /32. Then I will say that device type is all switch here. Okay. Then I will select the radius. Okay, in a radius, I will say that secret password is Cisco 12345, which I've configured. Okay, this one. Then I will minimize this TechX radius part. Should be, yeah, should be minimize this part. Then I will select that since I'm planning to use the TrustSec, I will go to the advanced and enable the TrustSec. I will say the use, enable this. So what the enable password, this is the password it is detecting from the device. Then I will say that the password which I've created 123456778, which is you can see from this one. Okay, for CTS. So I will use this one. Then I will send that COS. In the COS, I will, if you want to send that, that's fine, billing fine. If you don't want to send, that's also fine. Then I will include these devices, include this device configuration with the username, with the password and username. The admin is username and password is Cisco12345. The username is admin. Password is Cisco12345. Perfect. Yeah. So these are the few parameters I have to configure that. If you are enabling TrustSec, you can optimize that configuration, advanced configuration of it based on your requirement. Then I will submit this. Once this is done, what I have to do here is the next option is to integrate the Active Directory. Okay, so if I go to the option, external identity, okay, I will say the Active Directory and add here, and I have the name is Cisco. This is the name. If I submit it, I should be able to, it should ask the username password. So username is admin. Yes, I want to join everything. Admin. Done. If you see that this integration is completed, now what you can do here is you can associate, bring the group, whatever, suppose if you do not know the group ID, you can extract that all the group, retrieve all the group from the Active Directory if you do not have the group details. So I have this much group in my Active Directory. Okay, so I can say I want to select all of them, but for your case, it's up to you which group you want to use for the ISE authentication and all. You can decide that. Then step number 2 is completed, right? Then step number 3, I'm going to have to create the policy. So if I go to the here, policy set, then I'm going to create the policy. Policy name is wired 8.802. 1x. So if I'm going to create the policy in this one, then I'm going to add the condition. In the condition, what I'm going to say here is, I'm going to say the directory type is device and the choose is this device. Okay, then I will say that I will use this. Okay, I will not select anywhere else as of now. The protocol, I'm going to use that default. If you want to use separate, you can use it separate. Okay, then I will say that save this policy. Then under this policy, I will have to create the authentication and authorization. So I will just click on the next. Okay, if you see that there is a multiple options are coming. So under this authentication policy, under this authorization policy. So authentication policy, I will create one. Authorization policy, I will create three. One is for the guest, one is for the contractor, one is for the government users. Okay, three types of authorization policy I will create using three different group of Active Directory. I will create authentication policy. In authentication policy, I will say that for wired users only. Okay. Then I will create the condition plus on this. On the condition, I will say that this is again device type. Then this is the one. Okay. Then I will say that this is use. Then in this case, I will say that if any device want to authenticate, right, from this user want to authenticate, right, they should always go to my Active Directory. Then from Active Directory, they should find my authorization. This step number two, step number three. Okay, then they find my authorization. So each and every traffic which is receiving on this wired one, I'm going to send to my Active Directory dcloud.cisco.com. Okay, then I will save this. Done. Authentication policy is done. You can have a multiple optimized policy for the external Active Directory based on whatever you want to. So if you want to choose some specific group or something, you can always have multiple options to do that. But for now, for my case, it's everything is I'm sending. Okay, then I'm going to do here. I will create the authorization policy. Okay, in authorization policy, I will create three types of policy. First policy I will create is for the government authorization, government users. Government, then we create the condition for them. In the condition, I will say that any devices, if anyone try to access this device, okay, this device, then I will say the new add to the cloud external group. Which group you want to allow? Government employees, this one. Okay. Then I will say that use. This one of them I create. Then I will create that profile for this. In a profile, I will say that allow the VLAN 10. Okay. If there is anyone, just give me a second. I will minimize, let me minimize this policy. I will say that for this authorization policy, I will create a new profile. In the new profile, I will say that government access. Okay. Allow the destination ACL, permit all the traffic, not drop, tag the VLAN 10, because for VLAN 10, edit VLAN 10, name is 10, you can give any name. This is the destination ACL, which is this device will push that. And then I can apply that this one. Then in a security group, I can create one security group. In a security group, I can call that government employee. Okay, government employee tag as this user submit. This is the security group tagging I'm going to do here. Government employee, government employees. Cool. So this is one of the authorization is done. Then I will create another authorization for my contractor. So if I have multiple users, one of them is a contractor. In your case, you can have guest users. You can have a Wi-Fi, wireless, dot one Q. This is the dot one Q users, okay, not for wireless. Similarly, you can have a wireless also. It's no difference. I will say that if anyone want to access this device, okay, this device means I have this device list where I have only one switch. You can have multiple devices. The new other condition I'm going to apply that here is to use the Active Directory external group for the differentiator. So where is the contractor? I have a group called the contractor. Where is the contractor group? Contractors. Okay, and I will save this. Sorry, not save here. I will use this. Scroll down, use this. Cool. I have a second, same thing. I will create a destination access list for this one also. So the meaning that you can have a same also, but the reason that I'm creating here is because each group has a certain users, and users having different type of a rollback. I mean RBAC. Some of having a permit any, some of having a read only access, some of having a specific authorization. That's the reason I am creating the particular assigning the particular traffic to the particular users. Okay, so if any users, any contractor accessing, what level of access they will have, right? And they will use this particular authorization profile. You can have everything you can put in a single bucket also, but that won't make more sense. I will say that contractor access. Then I will create the contractor, this one also. Okay, I will create contractor. Name is already exist, so I can call that same name. For contractors, it's already there, so no need to worry about that. Then I will create another profile for the guest. If any guest want to access my my devices, what authorization profile they should have it. Okay, you should never put everything in single bucket, as I say. Authorization guest, the condition I'm going to say here, the condition is same. This is for one VLAN. You can assign the guest for another VLAN also. Some different type, different things you can assign. Because some of the because in the majority of the cases you will have different VLAN for the guest also, which is always a best practice. Then I will say that Active Directory external. Then I will say that where is the guest user. If I say guests, okay, then I will say that use this profile, then create the new policy here. Okay. If I just give me a second. If I say guest access, and I will say destination ACL, you can specify that specific VLAN also, as I said, VLAN tag can be different also for guest. Only particular VLAN will be used for the guest traffic, which is a very good use case. So I will say that guest access guest access, then I will call that here guest is already created, so I do not need to create another one. Okay, then I will save this. So my authentication authorization, everything is completed. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to create the authorization, authorize the switch for the TrustSec enforcement. Okay, I'm going to create the TrustSec now on the switches. So what I'm going to do here is access switch, workforce, I will say that TrustSec. Then on the TrustSec, I will say that TrustSec policy. In the policy, I will click on the network device authorization. Then I will create the one authorization policy. Just give me a second. I will upload this solution also with you guys, the step-by-step how to do that. Which is the network device. The network device, I will say that create new, insert new. I will give this one equivalent to all the devices. Device type equivalent to the switches, all the switches. Done. Then I will security group. I can call that TrustSec. TrustSec devices. Okay, done. This is all you need to create on this. Then I will save this. Then I will push this. Cool. You make sure that you always try the push, then it will be pushing all the configuration. Then I will create that the new security group and assign the IP for the SGT. Suppose we have a DSCP server, right? I have a DSCP server sitting over here. So what I will say here is if any traffic, any user traffic trying to access this one, assign the particular tag. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do here is in the here. So if I go to the component section of this, in the components, I will say the add component security group, security group. I will say that add. Then I will say top secret classifications, classified services, top secret classified services, which is storage. Okay, I will click submit. Okay, then I will say that push the configuration. Then I will say map the IP address. The mapping the IP address, I will say that any services, okay, any services go for this IP address. This is my DSCP IP address. Map the SGT individually. Okay, which device for the all the trusted devices for the SGT tag is which one? I created top secret. Okay, this tag map this one. SGT tag 17, which is coming to the here. Okay, then I will check that deploy. Apply on this. Done. You see that if this configuration is failing, then it will come to fail. If it is not failing, it will automatically process could not reach the devices. This device, okay, which is okay as of now. Process finished. Then what I will do here is I will did I apply that? Edit. Change it. I will say that. Okay, anyways, this looks fine to me. This is my device IP address from where I'm going to connect that, which is okay. And just give me a second. If I say here IP address, okay, I will say that this group device all save this. I will remove the existing one. Okay, I will recreate this. I will remove this. Go to the trace. I will remap this IP address. We'll say that it's record. Then I will say the GT tag 17 devices deployed, going to be deployed for all the devices, TrustSec devices, save it. Then I will say that deploy, apply, select the device if you want, or you can select it all. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now, if you see that here, which is okay, now it's fine. What I will do here is I will create that this one source access group in the ACI. So how to create the source security group here, access group? I'm going to call block the top secret services, right? For the TCP, this port, okay, and permit IP address. If anyone coming for this IP address, this port, deny that, okay? We should have it. Then I will say that save this. I will add another one. I will say that top secret services block, okay, and the TCP, this one, and also deny TCP for 80 port also, then permit IP only. Okay, then I will submit this. Then what I'm going to call here is I'm going to push the configuration, select all, push the configuration, TrustSec unavailable, which is okay. Then I will go to the matrix. I will go to the TrustSec policy here. The TrustSec policy, I will go to the matrix. In the matrix, I will call this under the contractor. If you say that this is the contractor, I will say that if any contractor, top secret services contractor is this one. Edit this, and under this, I will call that which policy under the contractor. I will say that access policy, this one for contractor. Okay, then match none. Then I will save this. For the guest also, where is the guest? Guest here, top secret which I created. I will call the second one classified. Done. Right? Once this is done, then I will put the deploy that. Done. This deployment is done. Now, after deployment, what I'm going to do here is I will go to the switches and verify that whether the switches have received that, the TrustSec on the 1/1 interface. Which interface? On this interface. We have VLAN 10, right? That's where we have VLAN 10. If I say so, I have a CTS, I will say that Control C, CTS refresh environment data. Then I will say that so CTS environment data currently is in progress. I should have let's see the ISE. What is going on here? This is all okay. Okay. Created for contractor and for the guest, right? For the guests. Yeah. I haven't pushed the configuration. Okay, no TrustSec is available for proceed. If I go to here, this is also post. The access list should be also verify. And let's see if that still exists. I'm not sure whether this has a lab may have limitations, but this is how you do that configuration. Yeah, waiting for response. If I say so CTS RBAC 1, so CTS RBAC 1. No, it doesn't have as of now. If I go to the ISE and live logs, check that. I should be getting that. I'm not sure whether the leaf has some issue. The switches is not visible over here. But if I go to the switch device operations live log, I should be able to see that all the data. If you see that, this is the data 9100, which is fetching all the details, right? You see that this is the data, this is the device which is integrated now, right? Yeah, authentication is succeeded with that, with the radius port number. This one's using the radius. Okay, and this is all the details of the devices. Like this, what I will do here, I have the VM, which is a client one. Okay, now if I let's try to log in the client one and authenticate using the government user. Okay, yeah, let's use that. So let me log in the client one, which I have. VM console I have. Okay, then I will try to log in using the government user. So I should be able to. Just give me a second. If I was I've already logged in, so how should I log? Okay, here we go. Log out. Okay. Now if I log into the government user, government one. Okay. Password is 6123455. See, this is the user I have. Okay. Now if I log in that, I should be able to log in this device. Okay. Once I log in this box, what I will do, I will open this link. Okay. SX virtual link. Then I will connect my virtual switch. I have this port, connecting it, connected, right? Then what I'm going to do here is I will go to the network or internet, network and internet. Okay. Then I will go to the Ethernet, change adapter, change adapter. You see that there is a Ethernet 2, Ethernet 3. I will change the adapter setting. I will say that this one, I will say the property. Then I will say that use the admin username password. Let's wait for that. This bumping around. On. So which is I'm correctly mentioning on the switch here. That's why if I say so authentication session. As of now, this one is trying to show the unknown unauth setting. Let's see if I try to log in this box. I will say that admin Cisco 12345. Okay. Then what I will do here is I will go to the authentication setting. Then I will change the setting. And in the change the setting, I will say the verify server identification validation certificate. I will remove that certificate part. Then I will save it. Okay, I will go to the additional setting. Then I will enable the user authentication. Okay, user-based authentication for the .1 key. Okay, save the credentials. Perfect. Then I will say the save. Okay, save this. Cool. Let's see. This is the user MAC address. If I go to the again, just wait for a second. I'm again trying to reinitiate that. I will see that government one. Okay, admin Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the one of the interface authentication settings unverified. Okay, then I will say that save this advanced should be guest the user. I should be using the user authentication rather than okay, cool, got it. Now it has government one user credential is this one, which is ISE. In the ISE, I have created one group. Cool. Authentication successful. If I go save this, cool. Now, if I go to the this one, authentication, what I will do here is wait for 15 seconds. I will go to the ISE and the ISE log here. Okay, I will say that the operation radius radius live logs. In the radius live logs, I will go to the history. Live session endpoint currently 0 as of now, which is okay. If I go to the here, authentication failed, I will say disabled and re-enable it. Let's see, something is wrong. My user is not able to authenticate, but my device is able to authenticate, which is okay. I need to, I think, clear the browser and all. So I will say that admin. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then I will say enable this. So the admin. Then open the browser. Okay, in the browser, I will go to the history and I will clean the recent history. I will clear all the history. Okay, then I will try to access if I try to access top secret document, which is my website, one of them, top secret. Look here, it is accessible. If I say this one, if I say this one, okay. So all the access I have now, sorry, why it is not enabling? Give me a second. I will say that contractor one. Okay, then I will say that password is 345 admin. Why this is not opening? Then I will say that government one Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 admin. Okay. If I go to the here and I will type admin and try to authenticate with a contractor. Okay, I should be able to. And if I go to the, for example, oh, since it is disabled, it's not letting me enable. Why? Something wrong with this. Just give me a second. Let me reopen this client which I have. Right, this is the window. If I open the client too, which I have, not very optimistic whether that will work because I don't have all the details into that. If I open this with the government one, and if I this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it should work. And let's see why I don't know what's wrong with this interface suddenly. It's a virtual lab, virtual VM, so it's expected to create some sort of problem, right? Now, if I go to the, no, it doesn't have this. Uh, but yeah, this is how you create that, if I double click on this and connect on this, let me re-enable this. Yeah. And then I try to go to the Ethernet and try to change the adapter. And let's see if that works. Yeah. If I go here and try to do that using the contractor, right, rather than using the all this thing, I will go to the settings, advanced. I will go to the unverified, which is fine. Cool. After the additional setting, user. Cool. Which is the replace that. Then I will try to use, for example, a contractor or something like that. No, I can use a contractor one as a username. Contractor one. If contractor is trying to access his using his credential, let's see how it behaves. Done. If I go to the devices, I should be see that live logs, anything like that. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this should be it. This is how you do that, the configuration. Okay, there's no other way around that. And now, if you're looking for some radius configuration, that is also possible. You can do that radius configuration, and some CLI configuration you have to do, some graphical interface configuration you have to do, and using that you can control using the radius. And the radius section I will be using separately because it needs separate authentication policy, authorization policy creation, and the different type of, again, Active Directory call. All these things need to be created. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you soon in the TechX version of the configuration.